Okay, so this is less of a traditional video tutorial, more of an ideas or inspiration video. And we're going to look at the mirror filter in photo. So I've got an image I've taken here of some tank tracks, and I don't feel that traditionally there's anything I can really use it for. But it's often images like these that provide the most interesting results when we use the mirror filter with them. So let's try it out. If we go to Filters, Distort, Mirror, we start off with a fairly basic mirror effect. Okay, so far so good. And by turning the input wheel, we can start to get some interesting results, which is okay. But if we bump the number of mirrors up to 2, and then we start to rotate it, suddenly we're getting some interesting symmetrical designs. And just a little note here, if you hold Alt or the Option key, it will no longer snap to specific radii. So you can rotate to any degrees you wish. So anyway, round about here, we start to get an interesting symmetry. And we could use this as our base inspiration for some kind of logo design. So we'll go ahead and click Apply. So there we go, we've got some nice angled shapes, and the kind of almost facial structure here could be interpreted a multitude of ways. So you can kind of take this and run with it for an idea for logo or branding design. Especially the way we also have out of focus elements around the back of the image here. Okay, let's try this with another image. So this type of abstract modern building architecture is always very interesting, but occasionally you get some images that you don't really know what to do with. Well, here we've got another perfect candidate for the mirror filter. So we'll go to Filters, Distort, Mirror. Okay, and once again, just using one mirror tends to yield interesting, but maybe perhaps not very usable results unless you were going for something like this. And you can also tweak the output filter to change the rotation. So that's pretty interesting, but let's bump the output back to 0 degrees and we'll put the number of mirrors up to 2. So once again, we're starting to get this symmetry from left to right here. Again, we'll hold the Alt or Option key to no longer constrain the degrees of rotation, and we're looking for something like this. Okay, so out of this we've got a nice diamond design. Again, for inspiration for logo or branding design, etc. Of course, we can also tonally tweak our mirrored result. So we can go in and let's add an HSL adjustment, for example. And if we target the reds, we could bring the red saturation up, for example. And targeting the blues in the background of the image here, we could, along with the cyans, either take a lot of the colour out, as you can see here, or we could also shift the hue to a different tone. It's all a case of experimenting, really, just to see how far you can take it. So there we go, just a brief video to kind of highlight the mirror filter, and just to kind of say If you've got some images where you're not really enamored with them, you can't really see a use for them, or compositionally you feel they don't work, you can always try the mirror filter on them. You might be surprised at the results you can get. So don't forget to watch the other photo video tutorials, and if you have any questions or queries, do ask on the official forums. Thank you for watching.